Whoa now, coming to you all the way from Germany, Vahlbruch Effects, fine pedals from Germany. The Spacetime, that's this one. This is a delay pedal that kind of blends the best that digital and analog have to offer. And over here we got the Kaluna 2, which is a new version of their Kaluna overdrive. Now I did a video of the first version of this pedal a while back. This new one offers some cool new features. So what is it? Well, it's a high voltage tube overdrive. It takes 9 volts, 500 milliamps to run it, but then it kind of bumps that voltage up internally and runs the tube at high voltage. And you get a drive control, volume control, and 3-band EQ, much like the controls that you would find on an amplifier. And indeed, it kind of is an amp-in-a-box sort of drive. You can use it as well, really successfully, to layer or boost with drive into an already dirty amp, but this can be your primary dirty sound. As a matter of fact, for all the parts in the song at the beginning of the video, I was using this into a clean sound. So all the tone, all the drive, all the gain, everything's coming from the pedal. A little bit later on in the video, I'm going to show you what it sounds like, though, to use it as kind of almost like a pedal that serves as a mod in front of an already dirty amplifier. To kind of kick the front end of a dirty sound, add another layer of gain and harmonics and sizzle and all that stuff. More on that in just a bit. You get this switch here called Structure, and this allows you to go between 3 settings. V1, which is kind of like the gain range of the original version. Hot, so a higher gain mode, and then also low. The low gain mode sounds awesome. That's what I used for the first part in the song at the beginning of the video. I was using it to just kind of boost and buffer and add maybe just a layer, just a hint of grit to the sound. Just to kind of preamp the signal and make it more exciting. And then both the V1 and the hot position just kind of up the ante gain-wise, allow you to get all the way up to a really nice high-gain singing solo sound. Or if you just want kind of like a crunch, you know, standard sort of, think JCM 800 sort of sound, maybe you could go in the V1 position. Let's talk about the Spacetime now. So this offers up to 600 milliseconds of echo. It's got a distinctly kind of analog dark voice to it, but you can vary the tone of the pedal, which is different from most analog and analog style delays. You've got a 3-band EQ there. Bass, middle, and treble let you fine-tune in the tone of the delay. And I love that because I like to filter delays anyway. I mean, I like delay sounds that are quite mid-rangey and kind of have like the high end closed down a bit, the low end lopped off, and they can kind of sit behind the main guitar sound then and be distinct from it. I find you can use more delay then, more mix, you know, higher mix setting, I should say, and it doesn't get in the way of the core part or tone. And I was using quite a bit of mod on the cleaner parts anyway in the song at the beginning of the video just to give it some warble and, you know, some cool dimension. And one of the great things about this pedal is it's got tap tempo as well with a subdivision control there. You don't see that on a lot of analog or analog voiced delays. And you got all the usual suspects there as far as delay subdivision. So there's quarter note, dotted eighth, eighth notes, triplet, all kinds of settings there. So I'm going to play some more through the pedals, going to break down the sounds from the song at the beginning of the video, all that good stuff. Let's get on with it. The Kaluna 2 and the Spacetime from Vahlbruch. So the first part that I came up with for this little melancholy piece of music features both the pedals, and I'm using the Kaluna in the low mode, so kind of the least gain. I've got the volume up about 60% of the way up and the drive on about half with sort of negligible little EQ tweaks going on here. I just wanted to show you how the pedal kind of preamps nicely without adding a ton of drive or anything like that. So the sound without the pedal, I'm on the middle pickup here on my guitar. Now I've got just a little compression on too, I'll turn that off. Barely doing anything. Okay, so I just love that light tube drive it did, and I actually sort of chose to show that first. It's sort of the most subtle sound that I'm using it for in the video, but it's just really nice for kind of beefing up, you know, like almost making a dirty clean out of a clean clean. Love that tone. I'll hit the bridge pickup. So it's as such that, it's distorted a bit on the bridge pickup, but when I go to the middle, it's a lower output pickup, and it's much more of like a clean sound, really, I think. So yeah, so let's add in the delay now and hear what it's doing. For this, I'm just kind of using it's probably around 420 milliseconds or something, I don't even know, but somewhere there, with sort of medium repeats, quarter note repeats, and the mix on half. I've got a bit of modulation going. I'm dropping the lows a little bit as far as the EQ goes, leaving the mids and treble about in the middle. Let's hear what the delay does. Just a really nice analog-ish delay, I say analog-ish, but that's the sound that I'm hearing out of it. Really kind of just that analog warmth and tone, some high end rolled off, really friendly, sits behind the main tone without overtaking it, and yet you can use quite a bit of delay because of the kind of filter that's on the tone. And I love that kind of medium slow mod that I've got going too. If I just turn the mod controls all the way down, I'll get rid of that. Right, the delay has less movement, but turn them both up to about 11 o'clock where I had them. And it creates that beautiful mood. I love that sound. Modulated analog delay, one of my favorite sounds. So I did a little part with dotted eighth delay and harmonics. This little kind of spacey stuff. For this, I've got the mix control set up quite high, or the level control. I must say I really like having this great big control for the level, the mix. You could almost turn it with your foot, I would think, on stage. And it's just really nice to dial it in. It just makes it easier having that big control. I just did a couple repeats on this, and it's just really nice sounding with the color of the delay. Just a great, dirty, vibey delay. What a cool tone. Just the combination of the two pedals. It's got a great character. So I'm tracking some 7-string guitar now through the Kaluna and going for a real tough sort of medium-high gain sound. So I've got the lows boosted a bit, mids cut a bit, highs boosted a bit, and I'm on the hot setting. Hot! And I got both the volume and the drive on about 2 o'clock. Yeah, like that. And without it, just a little bit of breakup from this really hot pickup. But all the tone is coming from the Kaluna. Sounds really cool for this sort of dry rhythm tone. No effects going on here. It's just raw pedal into amp into speaker. Yeah. So for the solo, I'm on the highest gain setting you can get. Got the drive on 10, I'm on the hot setting on the switch, got the mids boosted up a little bit. And it just sounds like a great modded Marshall or something. That's the tone. Really, really good like this. And once again, the tones all come from the pedal, really. The amp is pretty clean. I mean, it's the clean channel just getting driven up a little bit, but it's a clean sound. So, sounds really good. As far as the echo goes, for this, I got the treble boosted up a bit for a bit more clarity. Mids boosted up a bit. Bass cut, it's an 8th note echo. And right at the end of the solo, I of course did the thing where I cranked the feedback up on 10 and then varied the time and got the, you know, the warble. I slowed the time down so it kind of was like the spaceship landing. I want to just look at 3 settings on the switch here, all 3 of them, so you can kind of hear, you know, kind of what the switch does to the gain range. So I'm going to put the gain back to about 2 o'clock and then flip the switch from hot, the hottest setting, to V1. Let me just flatten out the EQ a bit, because this was the sound I had for the solo. So I'm bring mids back, bring the high end up just a little bit. Let's check that out. You get the idea of the gain range. Just a great amp in a box sounding pedal, but that you could also use to boost a gain channel on an amp. As a matter of fact, let's just try and do that on the fly. I'm not even going to set up a sound. What I'm going to do is go to the low setting. I'm going to cut the bass a little bit. I'm going to flatten the treble out. I'm going to bring the drive back. Let's listen to what it's doing. Let's take that sound now. I'm going to flip over to the channel 2 on my PT100 right now. And let's listen to what this does to the tone. So I'll take the pedal out of line. Here's the amp on channel 2. Turning on the pedal. Sounds pretty cool. I would boost the volume up a bit, bring the drive back a hair. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Without even really doing much tweaking, that sounds like a nice, you know, mod, nice boost put in the front of the amp. Except it's a pedal that you can just order online without having to open up your amp and mess with voltage wires and tubes and things like that. Anyway, that's the Kaluna 2. Thanks for watching my video on these 2 great pedals from Vahlbruch. Really nice pedals from Germany. The Kaluna 2 high voltage tube drive, great in front of a clean amplifier. Great for preamping an amplifier that's already dirty, kind of adding almost like a mod without having a mod. Or yeah, use it as your primary sort of dirty amp channel. And analog and digital melded together, giving you the best of both in the Spacetime Tap version 2. Awesome sounding echo pedal with all kinds of vibe. If you're looking for something like a carbon copy style, you know, analog delay with some mod, and that particular analog darker voice, but with way more control via the EQ, the modulation rate depth controls, as well as tap, subdivision. Check this one out. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys later. I'm Pete Thorne. Over and out.